Well, guess what? It's day 205 of the Socklite, and I think this might be a video blog, a vlog, because I really need to show you just what an awesome day the day of Equinox is. We were hoping the weather might not be too bad, but we weren't expecting this. It's awesome, awesome weather. And if it holds out like this for the whole day, we'll bring the gear out onto the porch and record rather than doing it on the inside of the ACOM. I've just been glowy hunting and I've had some monumental success there, which I'm very, very pleased about. But look, this is the ultimate glowy up here, isn't it? There is no greater glowy than this. The Castlepoint light. And it looks really awesome in the easterly sun in the morning, especially on the day of Equinox. Especially when it's a fine day. Yeah, I don't believe the Muggle media. And the weather report is probably the worst of all for inaccuracy and false truths. But at least they don't try and lie deliberately. Great. Just fucking great, eh? To be here at Castlepoint on this day of the Equinox. It's the first Equinox that we've been to Castlepoint. First one. Oh, there we go, there's Zan. Wonder if I can get myself with the lighthouse in the background. Let's see. Selfies at Castlepoint, video selfies. I don't know if I can. The sun is just too flippin' bright. Is that it? Oh, that's it. There we go. Zan with the lighthouse. There we go. At Castlepoint. That proves it. Woohoo. Right. Okay. I'm pretty friggin' wrapped, as you might be able to tell from my tone. I'm pretty puffed from traipsing around these bloody dangerous grass slopes here. I mean, if you fell all the way down there, you're just going to end up in the deeps, eh? You're just going to go down to Davy Jones's Locker and Leviathan. Of course, for us at least, there is no greater place, there is no greater citadel of Leviathan. It's right here. It's right here. You know? And when the energy of Septation hits that lightning rod, goes down that cable down to Leviathan, you know, there's something in that, eh? There's something in that. And we all know there's something about lighthouses. Can't be denied. But what is it? What is it? Who knows? Who knows? Oh, look at that. I could have done a better selfie if I just put it on the wide, but I think we've done enough because this is becoming a 3-minute rant now. It's not really a blog, it's a rant. But that's cool. There'll be other parts to this. This could end up 15 minutes long by the time I'm finished today. But, you know, it's a great day. So, everyone that watches this, I hope that you really had a great Equinox, eh? And I'll probably say that again later too. So, see you for now. Okay, and we're continuing with day 205 of the Socklite post, and this is, of course, the inevitable Beltane equipment setup video that we always make. And of course this is for the spring equinox of 2014, so let's see what we've got here. There are a few changes. Let's go with what's the same first. Of course, Baffy with the Ibanez sound gear bass. Why break up a winning team? And the Vox amp plug, which has proven to be very successful. Very successful. I haven't needed to put any compression on the bass when I've been mixing since we've been using this. That's awesome. And of course the Asus E as usual. We did have a couple of issues with a song track playing up today with this actually. It started sort of jumping a bit and we had to restart the computer, but then it came right, so that's cool. Okay, so now we go on to what is different. Well, firstly, you may notice that the scraggly sharp speaker that I normally use is gone, and it's just the same as Baffy's JBL. Yes, this is kind of like the more things change, the more they stay the same, because the speakers come back out. Obviously, it hasn't been around ever since I blew up the amp and these speakers on the Lunasa of 2011. That's how long ago. But it's come out again because thanks to this little amp here. Let's have a look. It's a realistic. It's called an SA102. And it's just a basic, really small stereo amplifier, 10 watts per channel. It's all discrete components. It's got selector, tone, balance and volume. A couple of option switches like monoing and speakers off and stuff. But the coolest thing is it's all RCAs at the back, including the speakers. So one of these speakers, the one I actually bought back out of sort of semi-retirement, plugged straight in. The one Baffy's been using, which we've been running with a jack, I made this little adapter up quickly, which will serve for now. I adapted it rather than change the plug because this way it can still plug into the original speaker, which I was using before, you know, the grotty one I was talking about, the sharp. Because now we can take that as a backup in case we ever have problems with one amp, then we've got that. So yeah, and of course we're still using the difference being now we can just run straight from the line out left and right and into here. We don't have to do that crazy connection split thing from the front and the back because this amp has a balance control, but we've found we haven't needed to use it. So in many ways it's actually making the setup less unique and more typical, because after all it's all mains powered at the moment. But I have found that I've opened this up, I had to open it up and see what was inside it, and I've found that it will be easy to convert to battery operation should this amp continue in service for these missions and we have to do a battery powered mission. And of course the guitar. Yes, bought the Song Lin out again, the Headless Mockingbird knockoff, made in the good old PRC. Not a bad guitar to play. The whammy bar is not worth shit. If you start to use it, you'll put the guitar hopelessly out of tune, like so many cheap guitars bridges are, but as long as you don't touch it, it works fine as a fixed bridge. Sounds pretty good, reasonably easy to play, not too bad. But I chose this A because just wanted something a bit different, you know, for this recording, and B, it was marginally smaller to pack up because of the shorter length of the axe, because it's pretty much a bullpup design, you know, pretty much the whole length of it is working sort of machinery like a bullpup rifle. So, you know, it's compact in that sense. So, and I think it did help with the pack. So there you go, that's why I chose that. And yeah, it's just cool to use something different, like I say. Extension cord, this is one we found here at the ACOM. I did bring our own, but since this one was here, we didn't have to get ours out, and I ran it up here and into our bedroom. Did an aerial job just to stop it from being tripped over by the boys if they come out here and muck around while we are doing it, or in between times like now. And they did come out here actually. So that's the setup, and as you can see, the weather is actually not bad. It's not as sunny as it was this morning, but it's still pretty sunny, and it's still fairly calm. There's none of the storm yuckiness. I mean, it may be fine in your area now if you're, you know, if you're in our region and stuff on the day of the equinox, but there was talk of it being absolutely appalling today because of the weather forecast. But who believes that, hey? I think the sky will tell you more than the man on the radio. There we go. Oh, I better go and turn off the toasties. They're going to be burnt. Anyway, I thought I'd make a little bit of an addendum to the equipment video, because I never did anything to say about my Ibanez Sonic Distortion. I tried a couple of different pedals, but this was the one that turned out to be the best because it gave me the sort of grit and sort of chaoticness I wanted for the more black metal tracks, and it gave me sort of a clean, solid, fairly heavy tone that I needed for the more sort of the heavy metal and thrashier tracks, so that's why I used that. But you know, using the AC30 amp plug has become a staple now, so there we go. And at the end of the day, this is what it's all about really, while we come out to Castlepoint. And why not? It's an awesome lighthouse. So yeah, we've done our seasonal recording for the spring equinox today. We've celebrated the moment of equinox at 2:29. We sent the text out to the people on the list, the exclusives. And well, we came up here and we watched the sun set over the western hills, because obviously being on the east coast it's not going to set into the sea here. But that was kind of interesting because never been to Castlepoint on an equinox before. And after we leave here in a short while, we're going to go back to the accommodation and cook up some of our own fish and chips, because it's Tuesday night and the burley pot's only open on the weekends for takeaways, so we decided to basically do our own, because we always like to have the fish and chips at Castlepoint, you know. So it's been a great day, as you can see. Even now, no sign of rain. The wind was pretty fierce on our way up to the lighthouse, but nothing, you know, nothing like storm and horrid and you know. Oh, and that's another thing, apparently there was an earthquake today. Apparently there were two, one in Pongaroa and one in Castlepoint this morning. We never felt it, so apparently they felt it in Palmerston North, but we never did. So there we go. Oh, look at that, those colours, you know, it's kind of quite nice, isn't it? Over there, see that hump there, just by the sort of like the lighthouse entrance portal. That's what's called Castle Rock. That's Castle Rock. So this rock here that we're standing on is not called Castle Rock. We're referred to as Lighthouse Rock, or as I referred to it in one of my songs once, Seaward Rock. But yeah, so this is day 205 of the Socklite, and I think we're about ready to sign off now.